Hello, friends. Welcome to Betkraft, your home of short football predictions and analysis. Okay, we're very much thankful that it is weekend and the league games are back, and we have a lot of games going on across the globe that we can just make our choices and go into these games and try to make analysis based on their past record. Okay, and we really do have a couple of games that we chose and. We also made our in-depth analysis on them and came up with the verdicts on these very games. And okay, in a short while we'll be going to these games and also tell you what we think about them. And that being said, I want to also urge those of us that are new and who are here to subscribe to our channel to please take our time to do that. Click the subscription button down there, and also remember to turn on the notifications so that you do not miss out on our contents that we share every day. That being said, let's head on to the business of the day. And today we are starting with the first game that we have. It is a Italian Serie A match where we have Genoa coming up against Frosinone. Okay, and we're looking at Genoa, who is ranked 12th at the moment, and the Frosinone is actually 18 in the league table. And we look at how the fared in the past five. We see that the past 20 games for the home side. We see that Genoa have managed 5 wins. They've had 8 draws and also 7 losses in the past 20 games they've had so far. And in the process, they've been able to score 20 goals, and they have also conceded 23 goals in the past 20 games. While the away side, Frosinone in the past 20 games have managed to win 3, and they've had 3 draws and 14 losses. And as well, they've had 24 goals scored, and also they have conceded 46 goals. They are a very consistent side, and they conceded a whole lot of goals. And in this very kind of also take a look at the head-to-head for both sides. You see that for both sides, we see that in the past 8 head-to-head have seen Genoa winning on 3 occasions and Frosinone winning on 2 occasions, and then they also had 2 draws alongside. And also what you have noticed the fact that the last 2 head-to-head meetings for both sides have seen Frosinone who played at home winning on those 2 occasions. And the last time they met, they saw an over 2.5 goals. And also looking at the recent run of results for both sides, we see that Genoa, in the past 5 games I've had, have been able to produce over 2.5 and only on 2 occasions. And on the away side, Frosinone, in the past 5 games, have also produced over 2.5 on 3 occasions. And okay, in this very encounter, we expect either side to win in this very game. The best parties for this very encounter, it is an 12 any side to put the spoils in this very game. That's a valid for that very game. And the next one is also in Italian Serie A, where we have Fiorentina, who is ranked 8 at the moment, coming up against second in the league, AC Milan. Okay, and we'll take a look. We'll also see that in the past 20 for the home side, Fiorentina, they've had 6 wins, they've had 9 draws and 5 losses, while the away side, AC Milan have been able to manage 14 wins out of 20. They've had 3 draws as well as they've had 3 losses in the past 20 games of so far. So it is a team that is in fine form, and also what they've noticed is the fact that they've scored 46 goals in the process, and as well as conceding just 24 goals in the past 20 games they've had so far. And the home side have scored 26 and also have conceded 25 in the past 20 games they've had so far. So AC Milan is a team currently in fine form, and we expect them to do very well in this very game. Seeing that in the past 5 games they've played so far, they have been able to defeat all the opponents, winning both in Europa League and also in Italian Serie A. They've been having a winning streak, and we expect them to do very well in this very encounter. Also, looking at the home side, they have been able to manage 2 wins and 3 draws in the past 5 games they've had so far. And I expect a win for AC Milan in this very encounter, seeing that they're the better side and they score a lot of goals and they've been winning their matches. It is their way side to win. Also, what of note is also the head-to-head for both sides. We see that AC Milan in the past 8 head-to-head have been able to win 5 times, and Fiorentina have won just 2 times, and they've had 1 draw in the past 5 head-to-head meetings for both sides. We so respect our side, AC Milan, who is a better side, to pick up the scores in this very game. And we win, that's our verdict. And that takes us to the next game that we have for you. And today it is in Netherlands, where we have NAC. Okay, NAC coming up against PSV. All right, NEC is ranked 6 at the moment, and PSV is ranked number 1 in the Netherlands League. And we could see that in the past 24, the home side have been able to win 12 games. They've had 5 draws and 3 losses. And their away side, PSV, have been able to manage 13 wins in the past 20. They've had 5 draws and 2 losses in the past, 20 games they've had so far. And what you've noticed the fact that the home side NEC have scored 46 times and also conceding 24 goals, while the away side PSV have managed to score 44 goals while conceding 16 times in the past 20 games they've had so far. So looking at how they fared recently, you can see that the home side in the past 5 games they've had 4 wins and 1 loss in the past 5 games they've played so far, and the away side have managed 3 wins and they had 1 draw and 1 loss in the past 5 games they've played so far. So it is also what they've noted is the fact that the head-to-head meeting for both sides, in the past 8 times, I've seen PSV taking the spoils in all the 8 encounters that have in the past with this NEC Nijmegen. Okay, it is PSV who has been dominant in this very head-to-head meetings. I'll also see that in the past two head-to-heads for both sides have produced a lot of goals. In fact, the entire head-to-head meeting in the past 8 head-to-head meetings for both sides have produced a lot of goals and over 2.5 goals in all the past head-to-head meetings. So, and that brought us to the verdict that in this very encounter we expect the away side PSV to win plus another 2.5 in this very encounter. Okay, away win and over 2.5. That's our verdict to that very game. So, okay, and we head to the next game. The next game is in Portugal, where we have a story coming up against FC Porto. Okay, in Portuguese league, and Story is ranked 14 and Porto is ranked 3rd at the moment in Portuguese league. And you could see that in the past 20 for both sides, we see that the home side have managed 6 wins, 5 draws and 9 losses, and the away side FC Porto have seen 14 wins, 3 draws and 3 losses in the first 20 games they've had so far. And looking at the recent encounters, we see that the Story in the past 5 games have been able to win 1 time and have just lost 3 times and had 1 draw in the past 5 games. And FC Porto, on the other hand, have seen 4 wins and 1 loss. That was coming against Arsenal in the UEFA Champions League game. And in this very encounter, we expect Porto, who is the better side, to pick up the sport, seeing that the head-to-head meetings for both sides in the past 8 have seen Porto winning for 5 occasions and the Story winning on 2 occasions and also having 1 draw against Porto. So in this very game, we expect the away side FC Porto, who is the better side, to pick up the sports in this very game. I will win. That's about it. And the next is in Spanish La Liga, where we have FC Barcelona coming up against Las Palmas. In the Spanish La Liga, we know that Barcelona is ranked 2nd in the league at the moment, and Las Palmas is ranked 11 at the moment. We see that in the past 24, Barcelona, they've been able to win 13 times. They've had 3 draws and they've had 4 losses. And their away side, Las Palmas have been able to see 7 wins in the past 20. They've had 5 draws. They have lost 8 times in the past 20 games they've played so far. And looking at the recent past for both sides, we see that Barcelona have been able to achieve 4 wins out of 5 and 1 draw. Their draw coming up against Atletico Bilbao in the Serie La Liga game they played out. And also their away side, Las Palmas, have been able to achieve just 2 draws in the past 5 games, and they've had 3 losses out of those past 5 games they've had. So it is and is verdict and respected home side FC Barcelona to pick up the sports in that very game. And the next is in Swedish game, where we have Norra King coming up against Malmo. And if you look at how they fared, Norra King is actually ranked 9th and Malmo is still the number 1 in Swedish league. All right, we expect we'll see that in the for the home side, in the past 20 they've had 5 wins, 5 draws and 10 losses, and the away side Malmo have seen 13 wins, 2 draws and 5 losses in the past 20 games. And the recent times we see that the home side have managed 2 wins, 2 draws and 1 loss, and the away side have seen 3 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss in the past 5 games of so far. And the head-to-head for both sides have seen Malmo dominating the head-to-head, winning on 6 occasions out of 8 meetings for these 2 sides. So we expect the away side Malmo is a better side to pick up the sports in that very game. Away win at Athletic. And the next game that we have is in German Bundesliga, where we have Borussia Mönchengladbach coming up against Freiburg. And in this very encounter, we'll take a look. We'll see that Mönchengladbach is ranked 12th and Freiburg is ranked 9th in the German Bundesliga. And we look at how they fared in the past 24 for the home side. They've had 7 wins, 6 draws and 7 losses. While the away side have seen 8 wins, 4 draws and 8 losses in the past 20 games they've had so far. And in the recent past, we see that the home side have managed just one win, three draws, and one loss in the past 5 games. And the away side have seen 3 wins and 2 losses. Those losses coming against the West Ham in the Europa League, and as well as their loss to Bayern Leverkusen in the German Bundesliga match. And in this very game, we expect taking a look at the situation in the head-to-head. We see that the past 4 head-to-head games for both sides have seen a draw. As the outcome of that of those meetings. So, but the very last one saw the 3-3 draw. So, in this very encounter, we expect a goal, both sides scoring on this very occasion. That's our verdict for this very game. Okay, and the next is also in Bundesliga, we have Bayern Leverkusen coming up against Hoffenheim. Bayern Leverkusen actually the top pass at the moment. Hoffenheim is ranked 8th, and we see that in the past 20 games I've seen Bayern Leverkusen have seen 16 wins. They've had 4 draws and 0 losses in the past 20 games, and also their away side have seen 4 wins, 6 draws, and 10 losses in the past 20 games they've had so far. And we'll also look at the past 5. The past 5 games for Bayern Leverkusen have seen 4 wins and 1 draw. That draw coming against Karabakh in the Europa League, and also they have been able to defeat all their opponents in the Bundesliga, and also their away side have seen 2 wins and 3 losses in the past 5 games of here so far. In head-to-head, I've seen Bayern Leverkusen being quite dominant in head-to-head, winning 4 times out of 8. And having 2 draws, and Hoffenheim winning on 2 occasions. But we know that Leverkusen is, this season, they have something else. They're doing so well, and we expect them to pick up the sports in this very game. It is a home win that's about it in that very encounter. And the next is also in the German Bundesliga, where we have RB Leipzig coming up against Mainz. Leipzig is ranked 5th at the moment, and they'll be looking to, qualify for Champions League in this, season. Also seeing that Mainz is ranked 16th, they are doing their best to try and avoid relegation. But in the past 20 for both sides, we see that the home side have won 10, and they have had 3 draws and 7 losses. And the away side Mainz have seen 4 wins, 8 draws, and 8 losses in the past 20 games they've had so far. And looking at the recent encounter, we see that the home side have been able to manage 3 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss in the past 5 games, and the away side have seen 2 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw in the past 5 games they've played so far. And we expect the home side Leipzig, who is in a better shape at the moment, to pick up the sports in this very game. It is home win. That's advantage for that very game, and that takes us to English Premiership, where we have Chelsea coming up against the Burnley. Okay, and Chelsea is ranked 11 at the moment, and Burnley is 19 in the English Premiership. And looking at the home side Chelsea, in the past 20, they have been able to win 11 times. They've had 4 draws and 5 losses. While the away side Burnley have had 3 wins, 4 draws, and 13 losses in the past 20 games they've had so far. Okay, taking a look at how they fared recently, we see that Chelsea have won 3 games out of 5, and they've had 1 draw and 1 loss. That loss coming up against Liverpool. The Cup. And Burnley in the past 5 have seen just 1 win, which was against Brentford in the last match, and they have had 3 losses and 1 draw. And Chelsea have been very, very dominant in the head-to-head proceedings, winning 7 times out of winning 6 times out of 8 in the past 8 head-to-head meetings, and having 2 draws on that occasion. So we expect the home side Chelsea FC to pick up the spots in this very game. It is home win. That's about it. And the next is an English Premiership, where we have Sheffield United coming up against the Fulham. Sheffield is the bottom place team in the English League at the moment, and Fulham is ranked 12th in the league, and they're doing pretty well at the moment. So we expect we see that for the home side, in the past 20 games, they've had 4 wins, they've had 4 draws, and as well 12 losses. And the away side, Fulham have seen 8 wins, 4 draws, and 8 losses in the past 20 games they've had so far. And also, what you'll note is the fact that the home side have conceded a lot of goals, conceded 50 goals in the process, while scoring only 23, and the away side have scored 31 goals, and they're conceding 24 in the process. So, looking at the recent proceedings for both sides, we see that in the past 5 for the home side, Sheffield United have managed just 1 win, which was against Sheffield United, which against Luton, and have lost 3 times, and have had 1 draw. And the away side, Fulham, have been able to enjoy 3 wins and 2 losses in the past 5 games, and also having their recent win against Tottenham, 3-0 win in the past league match. So we expect their website, who is doing so well at the moment, to pick up the sport in this very game. Also, what they've noticed that the head-to-head meetings for both sides have seen that Fulham winning on 5 occasions out of 8, and Sheffield United winning on 2 occasions and then 1 draw. So in this game, we expect the website to pick up the spoils, in this very encounter. And that takes us to the last game of the day. It is in French League One, where we have Metz, who is ranked 17, coming up against Monaco, who is ranked 4th in the French League One. And we look at how they fared in the past 20. You see that in the past 20, the home side Metz have been able to win 4 times. They've had 5 draws and 11 losses. In the process, they've been able to score 16 goals. They've conceded 25 goals in the process. And their away side, Monaco, have seen 8 wins. They've also had 7 draws and 5 losses in the past 20 games they've played so far. And they've been able to score 30, while they have conceded 28 goals in the past 20 games they've played so far. And looking at how they fared in recent times, we see that in recent 5 games, both sides, for the home side, they've had 2 wins and 2 losses, 1 draw in the past 5 games they have played so far. And their away side, Monaco, as well, have seen 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss in the past 5 games. And looking at head-to-head for both sides, head-to-head for both sides, I've seen Monaco very, very dominant in the head-to-head, proceeding winning on 6 occasions, and Metz winning on 2 occasions out of the past 8 head-to-head meetings for both sides. And in the past, also in the past 5 head-to-head, I've seen Monaco defeating both sides, both on home and away. This very fixture. So it is their away side, Monaco FC, who is expected to pick up the sports in this very game. It is our big all Saturday games, and it has come to a conclusion. And tomorrow we have another Millionaire Sunday coming up tomorrow, and there's going to be a lot of games, and it's going to be quite interesting. And I hope to see you again tomorrow. But before then, I want to wish you the best of luck, and I hope your ticket goes green. So until then, keep winning.